Wednesday was International Pronouns Day, which sounds like a joke until you remember that we're in the midst of a liberal pandemic. And while I'm sure that it was born on Twitter, like all of the craziness in our culture we're having to deal with, it is spreading far and wide. Tell us more, CBS News.
Today is International Pronouns Day. Did you know that? It's a day designed to make personal pronouns more mainstream. For a lot of people, this is really a brand new conversation, right? That their familiarity is with two pronouns. It's he and it's she. But now we have a new pronoun, and
Sure.
it's they.
They.
I haven't updated my phone's OS in quite some time, but I would give it a 50% chance that Apple has added International Pronouns Day to their mandatory list of holidays that they populate your calendars with that, if you have an iPhone, you know, you can't delete. The State Department put out this tweet, quote, "Today on International Pronouns Day, we share why many people list their pronouns in their email and social media profiles." Why don't you tell us more, San Diego Supervisor Nathan Fletcher?
Hi, it's Nathan Fletcher, San Diego County Supervisor, and my pronouns are he, him, his. Unfortunately, many people at an early age are taught that gender identity follows the traditional male-female construct. But our society's understanding of identity is progressing, and so should our language. My county supervisor's office is taking a step forward on our journey to a more inclusive and welcoming San Diego County. I, along with each member of my team, now have our pronouns included with our biographies on the website at supervisornathanfletcher.com, and our pronouns are also included in our county email signatures.
A few years ago, that would be obvious satire, but unfortunately, this is not a joke. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, I'm sure you know that most of the Democrat candidates for president in 2020 added their preferred pronouns to their Twitter bio, which you know is a clear sign of liberalism, almost as clear as dyeing your hair fluorescent blue. And this is why the Netflix employees waited until Wednesday to stage their walkout to protest Dave Chappelle's special not being censored. I was wondering why they didn't do it last week, but they were waiting for International Pronouns Day. Here's a protester at the event making one of the usual demands.
What needs to happen if the CEO at Netflix wants to make it right with trans people? Give your trans employees a raise right now. Give them a raise right now. For their hard work, for their hard labor, and for putting their trauma out for the world to see.
Surprisingly, counter-protesters showed up to support Dave Chappelle, which I wouldn't recommend agitating the zombies, just like I wouldn't recommend petting a rabid dog, because things like this always happen.
Why is he breaking my sign? Why is he breaking my sign? Don't you have free speech rights? Don't you have free speech rights for all of you?
That was actually felony robbery and destruction of property. Robbery is theft with violence, and that violence doesn't even have to cause injury. So when a dirtbag shoves somebody and steals something, that's a robbery, and it is a felony, regardless of the value of the property that's stolen. But I'm sure the George Soros-funded DA up there in LA certainly won't prosecute. So far, the CEO says that they're still not going to take down the special, and he is defending Dave Chappelle, but he is apologizing, saying that he and the company should have handled this controversy better. Former actress turned Twitter troll Alyssa Milano is demanding the Netflix pull the entire special from their streaming service, proving that not only is she a complete moron, but she didn't even watch it. He drones on and on about a transgender comedian who he befriended and let open for many of his shows, until liberals on Twitter made her commit suicide by harassing this person for associating with the transphobe Dave Chappelle. So Dave Chappelle set up a trust fund and put money in it to pay for this transgender comedian's kids' college. Of course, if you didn't watch the special, then you would have no idea that Dave Chappelle is paying for college for his transgender friend's son, because all of the media reports were just spreading fake news about how he's a huge transphobe, and the entire special is just hate speech. Dave Chappelle does not hate transgender people. He hates white people. I mean, let's be real. A lot of black people harbor resentment against white people that's been stoked recently by this systemic anti-white racism, also known as critical race theory, that's part of the cultural revolution that the leftists are engaged in. I personally find Dave Chappelle's Black Fragility quite entertaining. The special as a whole, not so much. But somebody else who cracked a pretty good joke the other day, which was quite surprising, was Tucker Carlson.
But still, the White House does not seem concerned. Pete Buttigieg has been on leave from his job since August after adopting a child. Paternity leave, they call it, trying to figure out how to breastfeed. No word on how that went.
Of course, that set off the liberals because, well, they don't have a sense of humor.
What you saw there was a cable news host with an audience of millions every night making a casually homophobic joke about a cabinet secretary.
He's brazen about it. That's if you will, he's out of the closet with his homophobia. So he just says, "Oh, paternity leave. What is he going to breastfeed? I get it. He's gay. I can't breastfeed."
And this meme then started going around, which was then debunked by the fact checkers. This is false. It's actually half true, however, because the device is real. But the photo of Pete Buttigieg wearing it is not. I'm sure that he has one. I'm sure that he's using it. But he hasn't posted a picture of that. At least not yet. Speaking of something that normal people want to wear, and many of you have been asking, so it's finally here, it's the Let's Go Brandon shirt, which you can get from my online store at markdice.com, or click the link in the description below. Or if that's not your style, pick up a Save the Triceratops shirt, or an Arrest Dr. Fauci shirt. Like all of my designs, they're available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com, or click the link in the description below, and check them out.